How to find news you can use. One of the biggest challenges we're facing during this pandemic period is how do we stay informed while not getting sucked into doom scrolling, which is when you're scrolling up through your phone, one negative story after another, increasing your anxiety, increasing your stress, and making you feel like the end of the world is near. And frankly, even if the end of the world is near, even if it's near, wouldn't you rather be living your best life up until the very end and not feeling a lot of stress and anxiety? Surely so. So I'm going to be sharing with you today a few of the ways that we've been navigating the staying informed and not doom scrolling perspective in our household. One of the key strategies that I like is following newsletters of people that are positive and drop helpful hints and tips and strategies and have a real personal connection. Shout out to my friend Chris Brogan, Pamela Slim, Jeff Goins. All of these people have great monthly or weekly newsletters they send out full of helpful strategies. So you're staying informed in some ways on current events through that, but more importantly, you're learning how to navigate that in a positive and productive way. Another thing I really enjoy is the Tim Ferriss podcast and his 5 Bullet Friday, which is also a newsletter that have helpful ideas and tips and strategies. I love these interview-based shows because you're learning from people that are top in their field on how they're navigating their own struggles and challenges, and often they're, of course, being interviewed on how they're handling this pandemic period. So these types of interview-based shows can also be really helpful. Another thing is something that I picked up from the World Domination Summit, which is a conference out in Portland, Oregon. A while back, a gentleman named Brandon Harvey started the Good Media Company, and he has the Good newspaper that comes out monthly, and this is full of ideas and good news stories. Kind of walks the line on both of those. And it's just great news. It comes out every week, which leads me to my next topic. This is a finite newspaper. There's no doom scrolling here because it's got a beginning and it's got an end. And there's probably a version of your local newspaper. Here it's the Post and Courier. Instead of doing the doom scrolling down their page, you can go to the actual e-version, which is a PDF version of the actual newspaper. And yes, there may be some alarmist style headlines in there, but it's got a beginning and end, so you don't get sucked into it. You go through, you review the stories, you stay informed, and then you get ready for the newspaper tomorrow. And a couple of key strategies may go without saying, but try not to review the news before bed, even if it's a newspaper. Try to avoid that, maybe stick with a book. Yes, books are a great way to reduce your stress because they're not based on current events, but they're often instilled with wisdom that you can use and apply during difficult times. So why not read a book before bedtime? And also limit yourself with the news that you're taking in throughout the day. In fact, maybe limit yourself to checking the news once or twice a day. And also, I like to think about news intake as caloric intake. So in other words, you're taking in calories and you've got to go exercise. You've got to go sort of release these calories. And news can be the same way. So if you're taking in news all the time, but you're not finding a way to journal about it or have conversations about it, you know, it's all one direction. Just having an avenue to talk about the news, to share positive stories, either on social media or in conversation, can be a great way for you to process the news and also reduce your stress along the way.